Hi there, good morning to you. So we are back out here in the plaza in Tapachula where a migrant caravan is getting ready to mobilize, to get ready to depart here from Tapachula in Mexico, which is in Chiapas, which is right next to Guatemala. Stone throw away, basically a river raft ride over to this side. So right now we are looking at a couple hundred people, probably around 800 people. Are in the plaza right now, getting ready to, again, take off from here. And the plan that we're being told is to go up to Mexico City. And then from there, people will kind of have a decision of what to do. So we're being told that up in Mexico City, there will be areas where people will be able to be bused from there to different areas along the border. But we're also told that that will be kind of up to the migrants. That will be up to them if they want to leave from there and go to, the border, or if they want to stay in Mexico. So what the activist is telling us from last night, he was saying that they really want to get to Mexico City to get documentation so that they can actually work here and live here. So I did just talk to a man named Jose from Honduras who was saying he has every intention of staying and working in Mexico. He said he's fully content working in Mexico, so he is going along this caravan. He said that he already lived in Los Angeles for quite a while, and he actually got in some trouble years ago, and so he knows right now he is not going to really have success getting into the U.S. So right now, he is content going to Mexico City and working. He says he really wants to go to Monterrey and work. So there are a lot of folks out here that want to go to Mexico City to get documents so that they can stay and work. Now, there are also a lot of folks that we've been talking to. The majority of them do want to go to the U.S. They do want the American dream. So that is something, too, that we're watching. Somebody's asking if any word on them coming to Del Rio. What I can say about that, we don't know any crossing points as far as where people will be trying to get into the U.S. from. But I will tell you, what I've been told, once people cross into an area and law enforcement has really created a parameter, which we saw in Del Rio, which we saw in McAllen, it likely won't be breached again in the same way. So they might be a couple miles up or down river. So they're not likely going to come across that weir dam again and come streaming into Del Rio. Now, that doesn't go to say that 5 miles down the road, they're not going to try there. So I'm not sure. I haven't heard any of that, but we do know they've got to come up through somewhere. So we'll keep an eye and an ear to the ground and see if we can find anything out. But let me show you kind of what's going on here. So we've got a ton of kids. And what I can tell you guys is this is going to be like a 3-week walk for them. We're going to be out here for a couple days, but this is going to be weeks and weeks for them to get up to Mexico City. Oscar, how far is Mexico City from here, would you say? How many miles?
A lot of miles. It's in the center of the country. So if the purpose of them is getting out of Chiapas, from there's another state that is Oaxaca, and there's like 3-4 more states that they got to travel. Mm-hmm. And after that, get to Ciudad de Mexico. But outside of Chiapas, they can get transportation. They already have that figured out.
Okay.
So their purpose is to get out first of Tapachula, that is the biggest municipal city next to Tuxtla in the state of Chiapas.
Okay. So what is that? No blood, and then it says something, Biden is for all, but what is that? Oh, Joe Biden. Okay, you guys can see that sign there. Joe Biden is for all. We come in peace. We've got, obviously, the American flag with no stars, and I asked what that was about. Not sure. There was some speculation that maybe they don't really honor the states, but they look at the American flag as freedom and liberty. That's what the American flag symbolizes. So whether that's their intent or not, that is what the American flag symbolizes to a lot of these folks, is liberty and freedom. And that's what they're chanting a lot of times too, is freedom for all. And you see again, this sign here says Joe Biden is for all. And what we're being told too, Oscar, you've heard it, they've been saying that they really want a peaceful march today. Mm-hmm. So that is a hope, of course, because there are a lot of kids out here.
That is their hope. There's already an operation on the first part of the city, and they're talking about, I just asked 300 agents from between the Border Patrol and the National Guard.
Okay.
So they already have an operation to decrease, and like I told you, they get them tired little by little, and they decrease the caravan. My experience in the past caravans, they decrease the caravan little by little. It's a strategy by the National Guard. Get them tired, encapsulate. Get them tired, encapsulate.
Now, is that part of the reason why they're bringing the rope along this time, though? Is so that they're not
so nobody falls behind.
Yeah, so they're not separated, that kind of thing.
Yes.
And then when I was talking to Jose earlier, that man from Honduras, he was also telling me that the rope is there so that people don't go off and like deviate from the group and cause problems. So they want it to be peaceful. Is that? I mean, that's their intention.
So the caravan is moving. The caravan is moving right here.
The caravan's moving. Here we go.
So we're gonna move. Let's go, Ali, over here.
All right. And Oscar's telling me a lot of times, and even Jose was telling me that they will put men in the front, kids will be in the back. And I asked him if he's worried, you know, what that will look like for violence, things like that. And they said, you know, they put the kids in the back. And I said, well, are you worried about how many miles these kids are going to be walking? I mean, that in its own is grueling. I mean, look how many kids are out here. There are a ton, and you just heard Oscar talking about how far they're going to be walking, and so yeah, I mean that alone is a risk for these kids, right? And we know that in the last caravans they have thrown projectiles, they have thrown rocks, kids have been hit with rocks. All right, we are going to the front here, my friends. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna get up here and get in the thick of it, my friends. So you guys can see. This is Tapachula right now. The migrant caravan is moving. We are moving. We are walking. We are on.
Front line, as you see in the front line.
Okay, I'm going to flip this around here.
Con calma hacia la avenida central.
As Oscar is saying as
Vámonos
well.
avanzando con calma hacia la avenida
For the most
central.
part, we have men in the front. I'm going to try to stay with Oscar here so that I don't get lost. So I'm gonna stick with this guy. He's talking to the other.
Esperanza, vamos creyendo que vamos a ser escuchados. Vamos a tratar de caminar en paz, con tranquilidad, esperando que las autoridades migratorias se toquen el corazón y atiendan a toda esta gente.
Una cárcel migratoria aquí.
Una cárcel migratoria Tapachula.
Ali, you want to ask a question?
¿Hablo inglés? ¿Inglés?
No,
Okay,
no.
ask him what the intention is for today alone.
¿Cuál es la intención para ti el día de hoy?
En primer lugar, es una marcha por la paz y la justicia para ser escuchados, para que la opinión pública sea la que presione a las autoridades migratorias para que atienda a esta gente, porque hay 90,000 migrantes varados en Tapachula.
First of all, is the attention to all the migrants, because there's more than 90,000 migrants that they are waiting right here for asylum.
90,000.
More than 90,000. Luis, te dejo porque va a ser que está ocupado. He's going to be busy.
Okay.
So the majority of them are men right here on the front, people. If you guys can see.
There are several kids. I wonder if I can see it. I mean,
ahorita le pregunto a Luis, espérame, no me cortes.
Mujeres y niños, vayan atrás las mujeres y los niños.
He said, women and children all the way to the back. Only I want the men in the front.
Okay. He's telling the women and the kids to get in the back.
Vamos despacio.
Only men in the
Solo
front.
hombres adelante.
I want you
Men
all
in the front. All the
We
men
are
in the
going slow.
front.
We are going slow.
Okay. That's what they're saying. They're going slow. Men in the front. What does that sign say?
I will read it to you.
Okay, thank you.
It says, September 14th.
Que esta mañana estamos ya
One of them is the Biden sign
Cuando no hay atención del Instituto Nacional
saying President welcome everybody. President AMLO.
Welcome.
primero para los migrantes, segundo para los ciudadanos, los 5,000 habitantes de Tapachula. Vamos a pedir diálogo, si no vamos a resistir, nosotros vamos en paz, vamos en santa paz. Este es el motivo de este movimiento. No vamos al enfrentamiento, no queremos violencia, queremos ser escuchados, queremos ser atendidos. Esa es la intención, no enfrentar a nadie. Nosotros no somos enemigos.
You can see the sign, big sign, Joe Biden is for all, and they're unveiling and unraveling the American flag here as they are marching from Tapachula to Mexico City. It's one of the activists here speaking with the media mask there. Okay, so a little bit of a look here. They've got their arms linked. So for you guys who don't know what Si Se Puede is, it's yes we can. We can. They're they're encouraging we've got this kind of thing. So that's what they're chanting right now. Again, we've got probably around 1,000 people here in this group. As we continue to move back here. All right. Hola. Okay, so yeah, we are continuing to march here. So they've got several signs here, layers and layers of signs. Again, we've got probably 1,000 people in this group, potentially more. We got more people will be joining. What?
Whatever you need, tell me.
Okay, thank
All right?
you. I saw Elder right in the front.
Yeah, right in the front.
Yeah, so we'll talk with him
Vamos
in
en
a
el
little
nombre de
bit.
Dios. Vamos a caminar en paz. Vamos a caminar con nuestras mujeres y nuestros niños. Vamos en el nombre de Dios. Aquí los ilegales se llama Instituto Nacional de Migración. Que no ha respetado la ley, se llama migración. Por eso estamos caminando en paz. No pretendemos hacer nada. Que Dios bendiga a esta ciudad de Tapachula que nos mantuvo por mucho tiempo. Dios bendiga a Tapachula. Dios bendiga a los comieros. Dios bendiga a los trabajadores. Dios bendiga a los comerciantes. Nosotros vamos a caminar
So we're
en el nombre
literally
de
in the
Dios,
front here.
porque esta se ha convertido en una gran cárcel migratoria. No queremos arriesgar más a nuestras mujeres y nuestros niños. La política del Estado mexicano ha sido de contención, de represión y de deportación. Nunca en la historia de México se había deportado a tanta gente. Nunca se había hecho esto. Por eso hoy, ¡vámonos! ¡Vámonos, compañeros! ¡Vámonos! ¡Los migrantes! ¡Vamos, compañeros! ¡Una, dos, tres! ¡Los migrantes! ¡No somos criminales! ¡Somos trabajadores! ¡Internacionales!
a little higher for you guys so you can see.
Means out with Juan Orlando Hernandez as the president of Honduras.
So a lot of these folks are from Honduras then?
Ho is J-O-H. That is Juan Orlando Hernandez. So it's out with O.
Saying long live all these countries?
No, Viva.
What's that?
Viva. It's like hooray.
Hooray?
Yeah, it's like a hooray.
So why are they saying hooray to Guatemala and Honduras and all those places?
It's a chant of unity.
But they're leaving those countries.
Yeah, they're leaving.
So why are you unifying or chanting those things about countries you're fleeing?
They're in a way they're just they're supporting the fact that they're leaving that country.
Okay, like thanking the country almost, like, hey, thanks for allowing us to be there and leave, I guess.
People united will never be defeated.
The people united will never be defeated. That is what they just were chanting there. The people united will never be defeated. There's a lot of gentlemen back there linking arms. There's a lot of folks that are kind of creating a human barricade back there as well. The leader here in the front with the megaphone, he was asking people to get in the back, the kids, women and kids to be in the back. He wants people to slow down.
So you can get a closer, better, great picture.
Whoa.
Nadie puede ir adelante de las aulas. Por favor, todos vamos a estar. Ahorita no va a haber resistencia. Allá adelante nos están esperando.
Wow, that grew a lot. There's a lot of people back there.
There's more. Now they're counting almost 2,000.
2,000.
Yes.
And when we left the plaza, it was about 800.
Yes.
So
they scattered and they hide in some places so they will not be captured.
Yeah.
He's already telling them there's a contention of officers waiting for us. We need to go slowly.
Okay. What would going slowly do? What would, I mean, they're still
Regroup.
there.
Regroup. Do not leave. Do not
Like you
go.
said, they can get tired out too.
Yes.
So this will allow them to keep their energy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Despacio, compañeros, vamos caminando despacio.
Unbelievable footage for every single one of you, bringing you live.
Despacio, despacio, compañeros. Vienen caminando mujeres y niños.
Slow. There's children
Acuérdense que viene gente en silla de ruedas.
So he's saying stay slow, take it easy, that kind of stuff, and he's also reminding everybody, the women and children in the back.
Vamos despacio. Ven la autoridad.
But this gentleman has a child right in front, and he's obviously very proud about it. He did thank us when we first arrived for exposing what's going on out here and for being here to show what's happening. So, okay, let me spin this around a little bit so I can talk to you guys a little. So, if you're just now joining us here, we have about 2,000 people or more here marching from, we are just leaving Tapachula, heading toward Mexico City. So Tapachula is a very southern point of Mexico, right across from where Guatemala is. So again, right now, we've got a couple thousand people here. As you see the caravan marching behind us here. So we can also tell you that they do have National Guard and Border Patrol agents set up down the road. So we are going to encounter that here in not probably a couple of miles. So we're going to be live streaming throughout the morning. But right now, again, what we're watching here is the migrant caravan, about 2,000 people. The plan here that we're told is to get up to Mexico City, and then what they want to do is advocate for documentation, for paperwork that they can stay and work here. Now, there are a lot of folks that want to get to the U.S. That is their plan. That is the agenda, is get to the U.S. They've got a sign back there that says Joe Biden is for all. They have an American flag. They've got, obviously, the intention of going to America. Now, some of the people, though, that I have talked to, they know that they really aren't going to have a valid asylum claim. They maybe have been turned away or deported once before. So they know that their option is pretty slim to get into the U.S. So I just talked to a man from Honduras. His name's Jose, and he was saying he is fully content being in Mexico and staying and working. He fled Honduras because it's very dangerous, he said. So he said he's content working in Monterrey, working in Mexico. So right now, that is what we're learning. We are seeing a little bit of everything. Let me turn this around now so you guys can see up this hill of what we're looking at.
Look at this view, man. Great picture.
Wow. So also, you guys, I am watching questions. I am watching that whole the comment section, trying my best. So if you want, ask questions, anything like that. Catherine, you're asking, why am I over there supporting them? I'm over here showing you exactly what's going on. I'm over here showing you what they're willing to go through, what law enforcement officers are up against, what they deal with as these migrant caravans come across. It is more just showing you the facts of what happens in the process of getting to the U.S. and talking to some of these folks and finding out why they weren't content staying in their country, why they want to go to America, why they are seeking a legal process. So I'm here asking questions. I'm not necessarily supporting any side. I am here doing a job. So thank you for your support. I'm going to continue to watch this move here as they move throughout. Again, we're in Tapachula. We've got about 2,000 migrants. The activists here in the front of the group have told women and children to go to the back. We do expect some kind of confrontation. In a sense, we are going to be interacting and encountering hundreds of law enforcement officials here in just a matter of moments. So right now we are continuing to march. As you see, we've got mostly men in the front line carrying most of the banners and things like that. But you can see just how far back that really stretches. So again, we're about 2,000 now. And they flip this back around.
Look at this view, people.
So we do have a couple people asking questions about documentation, things like that. So they are trying to get to Mexico City to get documentation so that they can work. Now they do have a protection order that allows them to march uninterrupted here through Mexico, but the issue is that protection order doesn't prevent them from being apprehended if they're doing anything illegal. Now what they're doing is technically illegal because they are going through a country without documents, without paperwork, so they can be apprehended. We are expecting that confrontation to happen with Border Patrol and with the National Guard, who we're going to be encountering. Watch your back. We're going to be encountering that here shortly. But again, as you can see, thousands of people. So, okay, so how far is it to Mexico City? Well, what I'm told is it takes about 3 weeks to walk there. It's not a one-day walk, but they will likely go to some other areas and have buses and things like that. So someone says, why don't you ask them why they want to come to a country that doesn't want them here? Well, here's what I can tell you, Pete. From the conversations I've had, they honestly, it's like they're being told half-truths. A lot of them don't even know what a legal path to citizenship is in the U.S. They honestly think this is the way to do it. They're literally wearing, this guy's got like an American flag. They have a sign that says Joe Biden is for all. They honestly believe that they are welcome, that they are, literally that's the intent. That is kind of what they're not entitled, but they some of them that I've talked to are like, we've gone through this journey, we were going to the U.S. And so this is honestly, you say people, why don't they know that the country doesn't want them there? They don't even know that this isn't legal, a lot of them. So it's a really interesting thing to watch and to talk to them about, because I asked one gentleman, does he think that he'll be able to get in with an economic asylum claim, which means that they just are looking for a better life to work. And he honestly looked at me baffled, and he was like, what do you mean? He did not know what would really be a qualifying reason to come in and seek asylum. So when you ask, those questions about why they want to come to the U.S., a lot of different reasons, but we're going to continue to ask those questions and continue to learn that as we walk with them and talk with them as well. There are several of them that speak English, so I have been able to have a couple of conversations with them as well.
Gracias a Protección Civil, gracias a Protección Civil.
We got some activists right here.
So I was also asking why they're chanting about the countries that they're leaving, right? Like Viva Nicaragua and all those things. Well, I asked my friend why would they be chanting and kind of praising areas they're leaving? If they were prideful about it, why would they leave? Well, they said it's kind of like thanking the country of their.
These are the heads of what brother New America, sir. Please let us in. You are what brother. We will not do anything harm, we will do anything wrong, sir. We just want to in and work and build a new America, sir. We know that you need these all task force. We all here. We all want to work, sir. Please let us in.
Do you think he'll let you in?
I don't know, man.
Why do you want to go to the U.S.?
Because I want to work here. My country in Salvador is real bad. Even though I speak English, I wasn't doing anything more than $200 a month. And that's not enough. That's why we want to go to the United States, man.
Despacio.
Okay, so you heard him saying he wants to work, he wants a better future. He's from El Salvador. He said he was making $200 a month. And he said, Joe Biden, let us in. We know you need this task force. You heard him there talking about all of that. Wow. This is a cool image. And a lot of them that I've talked to, I asked them, if they're worried, if they're scared, if they're nervous, and they say God's on their side. You see a gentleman here leading the caravan with a large wooden cross. They've obviously been chanting some things about, God is with them. They have the American flag back there as well, which I asked. I said, why the American flag without stars? Now, they didn't know that, but one of my friends said it might be because they don't believe in states, like the separation. But they look at the American flag as freedom, as liberty. Okay, so we'll kind of flip it around here. You can see a little bit more. Okay, so again, we are, if you're just joining us, we're in Tapachula, marching through the street with a couple thousand migrants, mostly from Central America. So mostly from El Salvador, Honduras, Guatemala. We have talked to a couple from both Honduras and El Salvador here this morning already. But the plan here is that they're going to go to Mexico City. From Mexico City, they hope to get documents to work here. That's what the activists are saying, is that they've been trying to get documentation so that they can work and stay in Mexico. Now, I did ask, a lot of these folks, so clearly want to go to the U.S. They openly are talking about wanting to go to the U.S. You just heard several people talk about it. Well, he said that's going to be up to them. You know, if they want to continue to move forward after Mexico City, that's kind of going to be on them. Now, what I've learned in that regard is people are saying that they will get on buses, that they have kind of trusted people that are going to help transport them from, you know, from those areas to more border cities, because Mexico City is not a border city. So they will then go a little bit further via bus or via transport that way and go toward a border town. Like we saw in Acuña when they transported over that Weir Dam into Del Rio. Now, some people have asked if there's any indication of where they'll be going, where they'll be crossing. No, I can tell you that they're likely not going to be in as big of a huge group like that all together. They are marching in a huge group, but again, there's the other activist leader here.
Los que salgan y vamos a seguir los que podamos, los que tenemos fe, los que estamos dispuestos para resistir los embestidos de este gobierno. Así es, una total cárcel.
Right here is one of the leaders of the caravan. He's saying practically exactly the same thing. He hopes that everything, you know, they're marching for the peace, and they're marching for just, you know, and in peace, so they can achieve their goal to exit right here. So it's practically saying exactly the same thing as always.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's see. Mary, if you're just joining us, we are in Tapachula, Mexico. We are with a migrant caravan that is moving its way up north towards Mexico City, and then from there, they will basically go toward border cities, or they will go to other areas in Mexico and work. That's what I'm told. But as far as, you know, a lot of folks here are saying that they want to go to the U.S. They have a sign over here that says Joe Biden is for all. They have people in the front of the line clearly saying, you know, Joe Biden, let us in, let us come. We want to work. We want to be there. That one gentleman in the front said, we know you need this task force. We know you need all these people, Joe Biden, so let us in. So that's what they believe. I said, do you believe you're going to get in? And he said he didn't know. But they definitely have an idea of what will qualify them for asylum and what kinds of things they need to do in order to qualify. But again, you know, I did talk to a couple of people that are from Honduras, from different countries, that know that they won't be able to get into the U.S., but are marching with this caravan to go to other areas of Mexico. You know, there are some folks that I talked to. One guy had already been deported once. He had an economic asylum claim, and he's by himself. And that, I mean, that's basically one of the toughest things for a single adult male to do. I mean, he's already been deported once, and so, you know, there are definitely people that are not going to even have a chance, that have no idea that they don't have a chance to get in, and they're going to be walking for weeks to just hopefully have a shot getting in. So it's really interesting.
Pero igual nosotros, yo me vine porque y ahora
Okay, so you guys can see pretty good picture of how many people are out there, how many folks are marching right now.
Great shot right here, Ellie.
Okay. So Tina's asking about the American flag without the stars. Now, I did ask about that too. I'm not sure, and one of the gentlemen I talked to didn't know either, but some of the speculation I can tell you was that the stars obviously signify the states as entities. And so they were saying maybe they don't believe in the states as separate things, but see the United States itself, the USA, as freedom. I asked what the flag means, and they said for them, the USA, the American flag, means freedom and liberty. So that's why they're carrying the American flag. But also, also they've got signs up that say, Joe Biden is for all. You've got a guy in the front chanting, saying, Joe Biden, let us in. So we definitely know that the agenda, the intent is to get into the U.S. for most of these folks. I mean, the vast majority. I'm not even going to kind of try to walk around that. Vast majority of people are going to attempt to get into the U.S. Now, there are certainly ones that aren't even going to have an option, really, because when you... Excuse me. Just trying to get my bearings here and look around. Okay. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Just trying to look around. Stay safe. Okay, so about 2,000 people out here now. So, okay, and some of you guys are asking, Oscar ended his live. He's over on Twitter still, and I think he might be on YouTube, but I know he's over on Twitter. So if you guys are wanting to watch his live feed, love to have you here, but just in case you guys were wondering. So again, we've got about 2,000 strong and growing here of migrants that are, walking here from Tapachula, and they're going up to Mexico City, and then from there they'll basically kind of go into buses and get distributed along border cities and try to cross the Rio basically into the U.S., depending on where they are, what their intention is, what their goal is. Now, a lot of them do know that they're not going to have a chance to get into the U.S. because they don't have a valid asylum claim or they've already been deported. Now, somebody did ask, why won't they do it legally? I asked that question as well. What was really interesting to me is that I said, well, why wouldn't you try the legal pathway to citizenship in the U.S.? Were literally dumbfounded. They had no idea what that even was, that was an option. So it was really, really interesting. I'm trying really hard to put myself in their shoes to understand And that's a tough one, right? They don't even know that there is a legal path to citizenship. This is what they think is what they're supposed to do. They literally have a sign that says Joe Biden is for all. And the one guy said, we know you need these people. And so they think that this is what the plan is, what the move is. So it's really interesting to talk with them and to learn that. Okay, so if you guys have questions, anything like that, let me know. Yeah, I don't know if Fox News is here or not. People are asking about that. But there aren't any mainstream media from the U.S. here that I can tell. Mostly because we're in Mexico. This is Tapachula. So these people are walking from here to Mexico City. From there, they will go to different areas to potentially cross the U.S. border. And it's going to take weeks. This isn't going to be something where they're going to be there today. We aren't going to make it to the U.S. border today, my friends. How far is Mexico City, you say?
Like 3 to 4 states from here.
3 to 4 states.
Yeah.
Like a far walk, my friends. This is not a hop, skip, and a jump for these folks. Again, there's about 2,000 migrants here, as you can see, that are walking here from Tapachula. A lot of kids, a lot of little kids too. And I asked, well, you know, is there fear of violence and the issues with the kids? And a lot of people have said, well, the kids are in the back. Now, when they have confrontations, rocks have been thrown, different things have been thrown at law enforcement individuals and things like that. So they put the kids in the back, they have the men in the front. But again, I asked, well, I mean, these are extreme conditions for miles and miles and miles. How are the kids going to handle that? And they said, yeah, it's a hard walk. So it's definitely something that I think is kind of interesting to see this many kids having to make this trek as well. And that that these parents are willing to go through that and to put their kids through that too. Because this isn't going to be an easy thing for anybody to make this journey. And that's why we're out here, is to show you what they're willing to go through, talk with them and find out why they're willing to do this, what they want, what that agenda is. Again, most of them are going to say they want the American dream. That is literally verbatim the quote. We want the American dream. That is what they're holding on to. That is what they want. And so you see, again, let me flip it around a little bit because we're kind of in a funky spot. So again, you've got thousands of people that don't know if they're going to be able to get in, but they're hopeful. They are marching, thousands strong, maybe strength in numbers, maybe, hopeful that a big group like that won't be turned away. But again, for the most part, these folks here want to go to the U.S. Some of them I talked to are content staying in Mexico, living in Mexico, but others I've said, why don't you just stay in Mexico and work? And they say, we want to go to the USA. We want to go to America. So there are certainly a little bit of, you say conserving energy?
Oh yeah, I know that it's going to be a long walk.
Yeah. Did you ended your live feed on Facebook?
Yes.
Okay. You're on Twitter?
No, I'm live on YouTube only.
Okay, he's on YouTube if you guys are trying to find Oscar. People were commenting saying you dropped your live.
Oh yeah, I ended up the live on Facebook. I want to preserve the battery because it's really important that we preserve little by little the battery. You got a battery pack?
Yeah, in the car.
It's okay. It's okay.
Wait.
We're gonna catch a car over here a little bit.
I might have
No, don't worry about it. I got one over here.
I should be okay. I'm a little ill prepared. We jumped out of the car. Are you gonna run up there? So a lot of people are talking about like, oh, they have new clothes or they have cell phones and things like that. Well,
Walk a little bit ahead.
well, some of them, you know, have economic hardships, of course. But I mean, I hate to say this, guys, but
We'll block traffic right now.
people in the U.S. that can't afford a home, that are homeless, have phones. So come on, they have phones. They don't live under a rock. See little kids, wowzers.
Nos están esperando nuestros amigos de migración.
They're saying that your immigration officers are waiting for us. We already know.
Oh,
So they already know.
how
there's
far away are they?
like a mile, possibly.
What?
A mile.
Okay.
Yeah.